Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I missed you guys. Did you miss me? I feel like I've been gone for a really long time, and October to December is kind of a long time, but we're not gonna live in the past. We're just gonna keep moving forward. I'm back in the flesh. I'm glad to be here, and I hope you guys are too. But today is gonna be, it's kind of a basic video, but it's something that I thought was interesting because I've lived in the country and the city. So this is a video about the differences, or what I feel like the differences was living in the country and living in the city. But y'all already knew that because y'all saw the title. But before we get into the video, but you guys knew that because you clicked on this video and you saw that title. But before we get into the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you click that bell. Make sure you give me a big thumbs up and leave a beautiful comment down below in the comment section. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, so I think how I'm gonna do this is say what it is like in the country and then say what it's like in the city. I'm sorry guys, my cat, she's scratching on the wall, so I'm really sorry if you hear that. And she's peeking in the window, so sorry if I get a little distracted. But I'm gonna say what it's like living in the country and then living in the city. So I have 10 things, right? So we're just gonna jump in right with number one. So number one, the thing about living in the country that's different in the city is taking out the trash. So if you're familiar with living in the country, you know that you have to take your own trash to the trash dump. And in the city, depending on, you know, if you live in an apartment or, you know, you rent a home, whatever, you pay for the trash to be picking up from your house and taken to the trash dump. So that saves you no money, but I guess a little bit of energy. All you really have to do if you live in an apartment is actually take it to the dump, or if you live in the city and you live in a home or whatever that may be, you just drag your can out to the road and they come pick it up. I really didn't miss that when I was living in the city, but I mean, that's neither here nor there. It doesn't really take long. We live like 5 seconds away from the dump, so it's just that easy to just put it in the car or put it in the trunk or put it on the back of the truck, take it off, bam, boom, boom, boom. That's it. All right. Number two. So I just talked about this with my dad the other day, is literally how in the country, people literally stop in the middle of the road and have like a full-blown conversation with somebody else. And in the country, you know, that's okay. It's not frowned upon. If they didn't want to move, you know, you just go around them if they wasn't done having their conversation. Or if they are courteous country people, then they'll just pull over on the side of the road and then they'll continue having their conversation. They'll get out the car. But I guess, you know, since Corona and things going on, people just want to stay in their cars, which is, you know, okay, it's fine. But in the city, it's too much traffic for you to just be stopping in the middle of a road trying to talk to somebody. The only place you'll be stopping and talking to somebody is like if you're in a parking lot or something like that. And then even if you're in a parking lot, people be honking their horn because they just be trying to get, you know, get in, get out, yada, yada, yada. Don't really care. Unless it's me, y'all can call each other on the phone, carry your conversation on somewhere else. Number three. So living in the country, you know, stores close at a certain time. Sometimes, well, when I used to live down here before I graduated from high school, a lot of stores close at like 9 and 10 o'clock during the weekday, and then others on the weekend, which is basically Friday and Saturday, close at 11. Then on Sundays, they even close earlier than 9, sometimes 8. But now I'm not really too sure because my game is off. But in the city, 24 hours. Walmart used to be 24 hours, some CVS's, some Walgreens, 24 hours, especially downtown Charleston because, you know, students live down there. So it was more convenient for things to be, you know, 24 hours. I'm not too sure about like in the surrounding cities, but I knew like most of the Walmarts there were 24 hours, especially the super centers. Not really sure about the neighborhood market, but yeah, stores were 24 hours in the city and they closed before 12 o'clock in the country. Number 4. So in the country, you can shoot fireworks, shoot your guns off, whatever, you know, New Year's, 4th of July. In the city, no ma'am, no sir. You cannot do that. You cannot do that. I mean, I never did it, but you know, when I moved into the apartment, that's what they told you, like, oh, you can't be shooting fireworks and things like that. So literally, even if we wanted to see fireworks, we would have to either pay to go to a fireworks show or just, you know, see people shooting fireworks from a distance. But I was just like, that is so messed up. This is so not fun. It really wasn't at all. But you know, that's what it is. We live in the city. You can't be shooting fireworks or, you know, shooting guns off. But that's us country people be shooting guns off. I don't know about anybody else. Number 5. So at nighttime, especially in the country, it's not really much going on. So literally all you hear is crickets or bugs outside, or if it's raining, all you hear is rain. In the city, you hear cars, you hear sirens, you hear the sweep cleaning people that come and clean up the roads and things like that. But mostly sirens, either the police, ambulance, or a fire truck. And that's literally all you heard. Like if you're up late at night, that's all you heard. But in the country, all you hear is crickets. Literally all you hear in the country at nighttime. I mean, but that's just what it is. And I didn't realize that I miss just hearing crickets until I actually moved back home. It's like, that sound is so peaceful to me now. But hey, crickets in the country, sirens in the city. Number 6 is cookouts or parties, however y'all want to put it. In the country, you can have cookouts, parties all day to the early morning, right? Try that in the city, noise complaints, the police gonna get called and they're gonna shut your function down. I remember freshman year of college, I went to a Halloween, I don't know what it's called, but we call them kickbacks, where you just have it in the house or whatever. And the police got called, but the thing is, the music and stuff wasn't even loud. But you know, we live around older people in the city, and they were like, not having that. Cut that off real quick. So, you know, you can play your music as loud as you want to in the country, especially if you live like in the middle of nowhere. You don't really got no neighbors like how I do. Yeah. Sorry, city folks. Shut your parties down at 11. Country folks, we'll see you till 3. Peace. Number 7. And this is the worst one, like, as far as comparison, how they treat the country and how they treat the city. And I guess it's just because, yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna get into it. So after a hurricane, like when trees are down or power lines are down, it takes forever in the country, especially where I live in this area. It takes forever for the people to come and pick up the branches and debris and all that and fix power lines or whatever. And that's why I say it's probably just because they're closer, because their location is probably in the city already, so they just start there. But in the city, it like in no time. Like, I don't know what that hurricane was that, I'm trying to remember when it was, last year. Anyway, I had came home because the hurricane, because I honestly thought it was gonna be like Hugo that was gonna be hitting Charleston, but it wasn't that bad. But literally my employers were calling me. They were like, hey, like, we're open, where are you? And I was just like, I'm home, stuck here. So I'll let you all know like when I get back to the city, but it's gonna be at least a day or 2 days. So I had to put in time that I didn't even have because they didn't really care about that. So the cleanup after the hurricane, much better in the city. But if you want to get off work, it's the best in the country. Just saying. Number 8. The yards in the country be big. You heard that? That wasn't even a correct sentence. Yards in the country are way bigger than the ones in the city. Like, the houses be this close together in the city. Well, if you can't see that, like this. In between where my 2 pinkies are, this how close the houses be. It barely be no yard. In between where my pinkies are, that's the driveway for you to park your cars at. And it don't be no space. So you can't throw no parties out there. You can only have one car Or unless you're gonna park your car on the street. Oh, I didn't have this on the list, but I'm throwing it in there with this whole yard thing. Because you can't park your car in the yard, you gotta park it on the street. And that was the most annoying thing living in the city, was having to park your car on the street. And it was like you can never find no place to park. And then if you can't find no place to park, you would have to pay for parking in the garage. It really wasn't the life. So the yards in the south, yards in the country are way bigger than the yards in the city. And that's just it. Number 9. And this is like my biggest pet peeve about living in the country that I miss in the city. Is in the country you live, depending on where you live at in the country. If you live where I live, like deep in the country somewhere, in a small town, it's gonna take you about 30 miles, and that's give or take, to get to the nearest Sam's or Walmart. And you know, we had a big family, so we go to Sam's a lot, but we have to pick a day where, look, we're going to Sam's on this day. Don't y'all plan nothing, because we got to go all the way there, and we got to come all the way back. Then we got to unpack all this stuff. Yeah. Sam's day is a whole trip. So, in the city, anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes, depending on where the Sam's is. Boom, bam, boom, boom. You get there, get back, do what you got to do, and you can do other stuff in the day. So that's the only thing I really was like not so much liking living in the country. You live really far away from like big stores. So number 10 is that in the country is where my family is. Most of my family, my immediate family, they live right here in the country. Some of my other immediate family lives in the cities outside of the country area, but it's really not that far, like 30-45 minutes as compared to the hour and 45 minutes or 2 hours that they were taking to come to see me in Charleston. But y'all already know that I really miss my family. I already said that in previous videos. So living in the country, I get to be with my family. Living in the city, I get to see them every now and then, which wasn't my most favorite thing. But those are the 10 things that I felt like were different from living in the country and living in the city. Let me know if I miss anything. If you live in the city, you know, put some things in the comments. If you live in the country, also put some things in the comments that I may have missed about living in the country or city. So yeah, guys, that's it for this video. If you like more videos like this, make sure you give me a thumbs up or leave it down below in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and click that bell. Till next time, guys. Peace.